Did you know that the first 60 minutes after you wake up could be the single most important hour of your entire day? Especially when it comes to how long and how well you live. It might sound dramatic, but it's backed by science. Most people unknowingly sabotage their health and longevity within minutes of opening their eyes, before they've even had breakfast. But here's the good news. You can flip the script. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 powerful morning habits consistently practiced by people who live well into their 90s and thrive. And one of these habits takes just 30 seconds, yet could add years to your life. These are simple, evidence-backed practices that most doctors never mention. But when you see the science, it's impossible to ignore. Let me introduce you to Walter. At 65, Walter watched as many of his friends began to struggle. Heart disease, memory loss, arthritis, even early signs of dementia. It was as if aging had suddenly hit them like a tidal wave. But Walter made a choice. After attending a wellness seminar, he adopted 7 very specific morning habits. Today, at 93 years old, Walter still drives himself around town, lives independently, and volunteers in the community garden 3 times a week. When I asked Walter what made the difference, why he was thriving while others were declining, he didn't hesitate. He said, "It's what I do every morning. The first hour of my day saved my life." And now, I'm going to share Walter's secret with you. But before we dive in, I'd love to know, where are you tuning in from today? Leave a comment below with your city or country. I always enjoy seeing where everyone's watching from. It creates a sense of connection, no matter how far apart we may be. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more wellness tips like these. You really don't want to miss what's coming next. Habit number 1, immediate hydration, the 30-second lifesaver. Let's start with the simplest but arguably most powerful habit, drinking water immediately after waking up. Think about it. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is running on empty, no food, no fluids. Your blood has thickened, your organs are dehydrated, and your heart is working harder just to circulate oxygen. If you're over 60, this creates the perfect storm for fatigue, brain fog, and even cardiovascular strain. In fact, leading research from Harvard Medical School shows that morning dehydration can accelerate aging by up to 31%. Dr. Jessica Rothman, a nephrology expert at Harvard, explains, overnight, your body slowly dehydrates. This leads to a condition we call morning blood sludging, where your blood becomes more viscous, increasing pressure on the heart and tiny vessels in your brain and kidneys. Over time, this silent stress ages you from the inside out. Take Sylvia, for example. At 72, she was suffering from chronic fatigue, poor memory, and declining kidney function. Her doctors were considering dialysis. But she made one change. She began drinking 16 ounces of water immediately upon waking, before getting out of bed. Within just 60 days, her kidney function improved by 28%, and her energy levels skyrocketed. "My doctor was stunned," Sylvia said. "He asked what new treatment I was on. I told him, just water first thing in the morning." Here's your action step. Tonight, fill a large glass with water and place it on your nightstand. Tomorrow, the moment your eyes open, before coffee, before checking your phone, before standing up, drink the entire glass. Use room temperature water. Cold water can be a shock to your empty system. Make it a ritual, just like brushing your teeth. Your organs have been waiting hours for hydration. Don't make them wait another minute. This one habit can dramatically improve kidney function, heart performance, mental clarity, blood circulation. And yes, it could extend your life. It's no surprise that nearly every population with a high number of centenarians, from Okinawa to Sardinia, practices morning hydration as a core longevity habit. So here's your challenge. Will you make hydration your first morning priority starting tomorrow? Let us know in the comments. Do you already do this? If not, what's stopping you? And are you ready to try it for the next 7 days and see how you feel? Habit 2, morning sunlight, the natural switch that resets your entire body. Are you unknowingly throwing your body's internal clock into chaos every morning, just by staying indoors? If you're not exposing your eyes and skin to natural light within 30 minutes of waking, you may be missing one of the most powerful, yet overlooked longevity triggers science has ever discovered. Here's why it matters. Your body is guided by something called the circadian rhythm, your biological clock. It controls when you feel sleepy, how your hormones function, and even how quickly your cells age. Think of morning sunlight as the reset button. Without that signal, your internal systems lose coordination, like an orchestra playing out of sync. A major study from the National Institute on Aging found that people who received morning sunlight within 30 minutes of waking had up to a 73% increase in evening melatonin production, the very hormone your body uses to repair, detox, and regenerate while you sleep. Dr. Andrew Peterson, a leading researcher in circadian biology and aging, explains, when sunlight hits your eyes first thing in the morning, it triggers a domino effect of hormonal activity. Cortisol rises naturally, not artificially, giving you stable energy. Serotonin production increases, lifting mood. And most importantly, it prepares your body to release melatonin 12 to 14 hours later, ensuring deep, restorative sleep. Missing this trigger? You're not just risking bad sleep. Research shows that poor circadian rhythm alignment increases the risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's by 37% after age 70. Let me tell you about Benjamin, a 75-year-old who battled relentless insomnia for decades. Sleeping pills didn't help. Supplements barely scratched the surface. Then, his doctor suggested a simple fix. Get outside for just 10 minutes within 30 minutes of waking, rain or shine. Benjamin thought it was too simple to matter. But within 2 weeks, his sleep improved dramatically. He fell asleep faster, stayed asleep longer, and woke up refreshed. But the benefits didn't stop there. My blood pressure dropped 15 points. That 3 p.m. crash I used to have, gone. And all I did was take my coffee to the porch instead of drinking it inside in front of the TV. Here's your step-by-step plan. 1. Within 30 minutes of waking, step outside, even if it's cloudy. 2. Spend 10 to 15 minutes outdoors with no sunglasses if possible. 3. If stepping out is difficult, sit by an open window with bright natural light streaming in. 4. During darker winter months, consider a medical-grade light therapy lamp, but know that natural light is always best. Even on overcast days, the brightness of outdoor light is 50 to 100 times greater than anything inside your home. Your brain needs those light frequencies to regulate mood, metabolism, immune function, and cognition. This isn't just about sleeping better. It's about rewiring your biological system to age slower, heal better, and function longer. So ask yourself, what's stopping you from stepping outside tomorrow morning? Your body is literally waiting for this signal to begin its day, and to start the cellular processes that keep you young. Habit 3, gentle morning movement, your daily dose of joint protection. What you do in the first 10 minutes after waking up could determine how well you move at 80, 90, or even 100. Here's the problem. Most people make the mistake of going straight from bed to breakfast, without moving their body at all. This delay in movement leads to joint stiffness, increased inflammation, and cellular sluggishness that builds up over time. But there's a better way. Studies by rheumatologists at the Mayo Clinic show that just 5 to 10 minutes of gentle morning movement before eating can reduce joint deterioration by up to 65% in seniors. Why? It activates a powerful biological process called autophagy, your body's built-in cleanup crew. This cellular detox clears out damaged proteins and inflammation triggers, which is essential for maintaining flexible, pain-free joints. Dr. Lisa Monroe, Chief of Geriatric Medicine at the Mayo Clinic, explains, when you move before eating, you're telling your cells it's time to clean house. This movement kickstarts autophagy, lubricates your joints, and suppresses inflammatory pathways that lead to arthritis and stiffness. Want proof? Meet Harriet, a 68-year-old grandmother who was weeks away from knee replacement surgery. After years of arthritis pain, she felt defeated. But her physical therapist made a last-ditch suggestion. Try 7 minutes of slow, gentle movement as soon as you wake up, before food or coffee. 3 months later, Harriet's pain had improved so dramatically, her surgeon canceled the operation. I truly thought my active days were behind me, Harriet said. But now, I'm back to chasing my grandkids around the park. And it all started with those few mindful minutes in the morning. Right after drinking your morning water, but before coffee or breakfast, try this. 1. Start with slow, circular movements of your joints, ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and wrists. 2. Gently sway side to side, twist your torso lightly, or reach overhead and stretch. 3. Try a few toe touches, or just bend forward slightly, whatever feels good and keeps you moving. This isn't about burning calories. It's about waking up your body gently, loosening your joints, and activating your longevity pathways. Can you feel how stiff your body is first thing in the morning? That's not something to ignore. It's a message. Your body is asking for movement. Give it what it needs. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You just need 7 minutes. So are you in? Will you get outside and greet the sun tomorrow morning? Will you move your joints and breathe life into your body before breakfast? Drop a comment below. Do you already practice either of these habits? If not, what's your biggest challenge? And how can we help you start? These small shifts are what separate those who survive from those who thrive in their later years. And the best part, it's never too late to begin. Habit 4. The 30-second morning breathing ritual that activates your longevity code. Are you unconsciously starting your day in a state of stress, aging your body from the moment you wake up? If you're not practicing intentional breathing each morning, you might be missing one of the most powerful science-backed longevity triggers shared by people who live well into their 90s and beyond. Decades of research from blue zone regions, where centenarians are abundant, reveals one common thread: a simple daily breathing practice that calms the nervous system and slows the cellular aging process. In these long-living populations, like the mountain villages of Sardinia, Italy, elders begin each day with purposeful, deep breathing. It's not just tradition, it's biology. Dr. Michael Cohen, a leading researcher in stress physiology and longevity, explains. Morning breathing exercises, especially when practiced consistently, activate the vagus nerve. This powerful nerve controls your parasympathetic nervous system, signaling to your body that it's safe, which shifts your internal state from survival mode into healing and restoration. Why is this crucial? Because your first 30 minutes after waking act as a blueprint for how your body handles stress, inflammation, and immune function for the entire day. Researchers found that centenarians practicing this habit had up to 48% lower levels of cellular stress markers and healthier cortisol rhythms, patterns typically seen in much younger individuals. Take the story of a 96-year-old Sardinian shepherd who told researchers, "I breathe before I speak, before I eat, before I move. If I skip it, I feel more tired, more anxious." Breathing well means living well. So what can you do? Start with the 4-7-8 breathing technique, a method proven to reduce anxiety, lower blood pressure, and regulate the heart rate, all within seconds. How to do it? 30 seconds total. Inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold that breath for 7 seconds. Exhale completely through your mouth for 8 seconds, making a soft whooshing sound. Repeat for 3 to 4 cycles. It takes just 30 seconds, yet it triggers a biochemical cascade that moves your body away from inflammation and into rejuvenation. Are you breathing shallowly as you read this? Most adults only use 30% of their lung capacity, living in a constant state of oxygen deficiency and stress. Break that cycle starting tomorrow morning. Right after drinking water and while standing in natural light, give your body this signal of safety and strength. This is not meditation. This is biological reprogramming, and it could be the most powerful half-minute of your day. Habit 5. The longevity-boosting breakfast that reprograms your metabolism. Is your breakfast unknowingly aging you faster? For many, the answer is yes. In Western countries, a typical breakfast, toast, cereal, muffins, or a quick coffee, sets off metabolic chaos that triggers inflammation, insulin resistance, and blood sugar spikes. This silent damage, repeated every morning for decades, often results in type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and accelerated aging. But among long-lived populations, like the centenarians of Okinawa, Japan, and Loma Linda, California, a completely different breakfast strategy emerges. Dr. Valerie Richardson from the Longevity Nutrition Institute emphasizes, your first meal programs your metabolism for the rest of the day. A breakfast high in protein and fiber enhances insulin sensitivity, reduces oxidative stress, and activates cellular repair mechanisms. How powerful is it? Studies show that seniors who consume at least 25 grams of protein and 8 grams of fiber at breakfast experience up to 53% lower levels of inflammatory markers compared to those eating carb-heavy morning meals. Consider Gerald's story. At 68, he was diagnosed with prediabetes, despite being slim. His blood tests also showed elevated CRP, a marker of chronic inflammation. His doctor warned of a likely diabetes diagnosis within 2 years. But instead of medication, Gerald made one change. He rebuilt his breakfast. He swapped his toast and coffee for 3 scrambled eggs, a side of Greek yogurt with chia seeds and blueberries, a drizzle of olive oil over sautéed spinach. In 6 months, his lab markers returned to normal. "I didn't exercise more or take pills," Gerald said. "I just changed what I put on my plate every morning. It reset everything." Your action plan for a longevity breakfast. Protein source: eggs, tofu scramble, lentils, cottage cheese, or a protein smoothie. Fiber source: chia seeds, berries, steel-cut oats, leafy greens. Healthy fat: avocado, nuts, seeds, or a spoonful of extra virgin olive oil. Avoid white bread, sweetened cereals, pastries, and sugary beverages. And here's the kicker. This change doesn't require more time or money. You're already eating breakfast. Just upgrade the ingredients to nourish your mitochondria, stabilize your blood sugar, and reduce age-related damage. Ask yourself tomorrow morning, is my breakfast feeding longevity or accelerating decline? Because what you eat within your first waking hour could shape how you age, for better or for worse. The science is clear. The choice is yours. Habit 6, the morning social connection, a daily ritual more powerful than any supplement. What if the single most powerful way to boost your health and extend your life wasn't something you could swallow, but someone you could speak to? Every morning, your nervous system receives signals that determine whether your body should focus on survival or on thriving. One of the strongest of these signals is human connection. Most people underestimate just how profoundly loneliness impacts the body. According to a major study published by the World Health Organization, chronic isolation has the same impact on health as smoking 15 cigarettes per day. But here's what researchers are now discovering. Not only does connection matter, but when it happens is critical. A groundbreaking 80-year study from Harvard University, the longest-running study on human happiness and longevity, revealed something astonishing. Individuals who experienced meaningful social contact before 10 a.m. had a 29% lower risk of all-cause mortality. That's right. Just a few minutes of positive human interaction in the morning significantly reduced their risk of dying from any cause. Why? According to Dr. Robert Miller, lead researcher on the study, morning social interaction appears to regulate neurotransmitter patterns, like serotonin and oxytocin, which set the tone for cardiovascular, immune, and emotional function throughout the day. In the island of Okinawa, Japan, a blue zone where people frequently live into their 90s and even 100s, this habit is ingrained into daily life. Researcher Nancy Duarte observed elderly residents gathering every morning, even briefly, to chat, laugh, and check on one another. These meetings might last only 5 to 10 minutes, yet their biological impact is measurable. One 97-year-old woman put it beautifully. "If I don't speak to someone in the morning, my whole day feels wrong. We check on each other. It's how we've lived so long." When researchers tested her biomarkers, like inflammatory cytokines and heart rate variability, they found results that resembled those of a much younger person. Her body, in essence, had been biologically preserved by decades of early morning connection. Here's how you can bring this powerful longevity habit into your life tomorrow morning. 1. Start with a short phone call. Reach out to a friend or family member first thing in the morning, even for just 3 minutes. 2. Create a check-in routine at home. If you live with others, don't just pass by them in silence. Share a moment of real presence and care before the day begins. 3. Establish a weekly connection ritual. If you live alone, consider organizing a morning walk, coffee chat, or video call with neighbors or friends, even just once a week. And if none of these are possible, even a brief friendly exchange with a barista or store clerk can activate the same biological benefits. The key is not the duration, but the intentionality of the connection. Are you willing to give your body the emotional nutrients it craves in the morning? This one shift, just a few minutes of connection, may have a greater impact than any supplement on your shelf. Habit 7, directed gratitude. The 2-minute mental shift that can reverse aging from the inside out. Every morning, your brain wakes up looking for a signal. Is the world safe? Am I thriving? Or am I under threat? The signal you send it can literally shape your biology. And perhaps the most powerful signal you can give it is gratitude. But not just any vague, be thankful mindset. What works is a specific, directed form of gratitude, aimed particularly at your own body and health. Neuroscientists at Yale University studying the aging brain found that a daily morning gratitude practice can reduce cortisol levels, the stress hormone, by up to 23%. More impressively, fMRI scans revealed that consistent gratitude reshapes the prefrontal cortex, the brain region responsible for emotional regulation and decision-making. These changes mimic patterns seen in much younger, more resilient brains. Dr. Sarah Jenkins, a neuroplasticity expert, explains, when seniors engage in targeted gratitude each morning, we see tangible shifts in their brain activity, inflammation levels, and even cardiovascular health. Timing is critical. Gratitude within an hour of waking has the strongest effect. Consider the story of Patricia, a 74-year-old woman struggling with stubborn high blood pressure and increasing cardiovascular risk. After learning about gratitude science, she began a morning habit, not of journaling or listing vague blessings, but of thanking her body. Every morning, after her breathing exercise, she'd place her hand on her heart and say things like, "I'm grateful for my heart, which has never stopped beating for me. I'm thankful for my eyes that let me see my grandchildren smile. I'm grateful for my legs that still carry me through the world." 3 months later, her cardiologist was amazed. Her blood pressure had stabilized. Her heart rate variability, a measure of resilience and health, had improved by 31%. The only change she made, a 2-minute gratitude ritual. Want to try it tomorrow? Here's the simple, research-backed formula. 1. Immediately after your morning breathing exercise, place your hand over your heart. 2. Name 3 specific things about your body you are thankful for and explain why. Be specific, personal, and kind. 3. Feel the emotion as you speak. This emotional connection is what triggers the shift in your nervous system. This practice costs nothing, requires no equipment, and can be done in under 2 minutes. But the effects ripple throughout your entire day, calming your nervous system, boosting immunity, and even slowing the biological clock. Are you focusing on what your body can do, or what it can't? The lens through which you view yourself changes your hormonal profile, your inflammation levels, and even your genetic expression. Tomorrow morning, choose to start the day with kindness to yourself, because how you think literally becomes how you feel, and how you heal. Now you've uncovered the 7 science-backed morning habits that have the potential to radically transform your health after 60, and significantly increase your chances of not just living into your 90s, but thriving there with vibrancy, mental clarity, and purpose. Here's the best part. You don't have to be perfect. You don't need to implement all 7 habits overnight. In fact, research shows that even adopting just 2 or 3 of these powerful routines can create noticeable improvements in your energy, immune strength, emotional balance, and even your biological age. Just look at Walter's story. He didn't try to do everything at once. He started with 2 simple habits that fit his lifestyle and gradually built the rest over time. The results? In just 6 months, his lab results, mobility, and mood showed remarkable changes. That's the power of consistency. The real secret isn't waiting for the perfect time. That perfect moment rarely, if ever, arrives. The secret is to start tomorrow morning, because the way you begin your day literally programs your entire system, for regeneration or for decline. Every morning, you have a choice to support your body in reversing aging or to silently accelerate it. These habits aren't just nice-to-have additions. They are foundational rituals, essential for anyone who wants to enjoy not just a longer life, but a better one. They're your daily tools for keeping inflammation low, hormones balanced, brain sharp, and heart strong. So let me ask you, which of these 7 transformative habits will you commit to tomorrow morning? Because your future self is depending on the decision you make today. If you found these insights helpful, please take a second to like this video. It helps us reach more people who need this information. And if you're serious about building a longer, stronger, more vibrant life after 60, subscribe to the channel for more science-backed health strategies that most people never hear about. Are you already practicing some of these habits? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what's working for you. And most importantly, share this video with someone you love. You might just give them the gift of extra years, better health, and a more joyful life. You have more control over your health and aging than you think. Start tomorrow. Your future begins in the morning.